Hey, beautiful.
What's up? How's it going?
Nothing. So you went through the Bernese method, basically, didn't you?
Yes, I'm going through it right now,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Um, my first, so let me back up. I'm a recovering heroin. I don't know if I could say that word, H addict, and I
You
have
can
10
say
years
whatever you want.
without getting bananaed.
I'm
Okay.
for the most part. I mean, you's kind of kid sensitive, but you like H. We all know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
So I did that IV use. I was a very strong user, and it took a lot for me to finally get clean. I was on methadone for 10 years, and I used on top of it for several years before getting clean. Now I have 7 years clean from heroin and sticking needles in my arm, and like a month before my doctor asked me if I wanted to try the method, I started detoxing off of methadone, and it would have taken me 4 years to detox off with the clinic's method. So, long story short, my doctor reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you want to get off methadone?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I have it right here. I wonder if I could put a green screen up on here.
I don't know. Let me see if I can change it. The grid. I don't want to hit that button. That might not be good. Hey,
I don't know
Meg,
if
how do
anybody
you
can
change the grid?
see this. Do this. I can't stress it enough. Because I put myself in precipitated withdrawal time and time and time and time again. Um, so I started on April 28th was the first day I started taking Suboxone. I was at 90 milligrams of methadone, and I started at 1/4 film to a 1/4 2 milligram film once a day, then bumped up to zero point 0.5, which is 1/4 twice a day, et cetera, et cetera. And I felt very, very, very little withdrawals. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some withdrawal there. Fortunately, I didn't have a lot to do in the first couple weeks, so I had that advantage. Um, One of my biggest worries getting off methadone was the motivation part, because everybody on methadone knows that it gives you a little boost of energy, and that's gone completely out of the window. My doctor is telling me that it'll come back. But yeah,
Okay. So
I took clonidine. Huh?
have you experienced any like withdrawals, like any major withdrawals?
No, no. And anything I did feel, he gave me comfort meds for. Like, he gave me clonidine, which helped me in the beginning. I wouldn't recommend clonidine long term, but in the first like week or two, it was great.
Yeah, it does
Um,
help.
he gave me a very, very small dose of Klonopin of 0.25 twice a day, so that helped. I'm also on propranolol. Oh, and he gave me a restless leg medicine. I can't remember the name of it. It begins with the R, and all the medicines he gave me really handled all the withdrawal symptoms. I really had
Because
very, very minimal symptoms.
she asked why not long term on the clonidine. It's a blood pressure pill, basically. They use it
After
to,
2 weeks, when I took it, I passed out in my kitchen.
yeah, it drops your blood pressure. That's how it helps with withdrawals too, is it's a blood pressure medication. And it can be very dangerous if it drops you too low.
Yeah, it was scary. The first 2 weeks it really helped though, but I just don't recommend it long term.
Are you talking about
Every day for
clonidine or
yes,
clonopin?
clonidine. I take Klonopin every day,
Yeah, that's what
very
I was
low
asking.
dose.
I wonder if she's talking about clonidine or clonopin. You're talking about the clonidine, the blood pressure medication that they give
Yes,
you
the
for withdrawals.
Klonidine is
Okay.
what made me pass out, but that's the first time I've ever been on that medicine prescribed. So I probably took too much of it.
That's easy to do, especially as recovering. Like, we try to make sure that we're not going to be sick. That's something we try to avoid.
Yeah, in the beginning, he told me I can take two, but he told me to be careful because when you sit up, it makes you dizzy from
Hmm.
the medicine, and he wasn't wrong. I thought I'm like, oh bullshit. Yeah, he wasn't lying. But other
Yeah.
than that, it's been cool. It's been real cool. This has been the easiest like month of my life. I thought this would be so much harder. I really
So
truly
have
thought
you
it
stopped your methadone completely now?
completely. Yes,
Okay.
I've been off of it. I officially have not gone to the clinic in 4 weeks.
Okay.
My last dose was May 7th. May 7th. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud.
I say not after that long, but I just want to say, like, I am proud of you for the 7 years with methadone, and proud of you for making this, because everybody knows that participated withdrawals are very scary. And a lot of people have hesitation to even try this method because it's so scary. Um, Hang on. One of my friends asked if they could help mod. And I don't know who changed the grid, but thank you, because I couldn't find it. But I really appreciate you sharing your story and explaining how you done it. Thank you, Katie. Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
I'm not explaining things, but if there's anything, if you ever need help or
hey,
need
you did
somebody
amazing.
to, thank you. I don't feel that way, but thank you.
So, like, when you first went into it, was you really hesitant to do it, or was you just open and willing?
This time I was open and willing because my clinic is so crooked and they don't want me gone. They want me there. I've been fighting for this. I've been begging them to detox the normal way for 3 years. 3 years, and they didn't want anything to do with it. I finally got them to, but then they told me it would be 4 years, 4 more years. So that was really, I was just done after that. When my doctor said, "Hey, I don't care how much suffering I have to do. I just wanted to be done." But
So you
fortunately, it
was
was easy.
ready. Now, are you
Yeah.
going to go to the Sublocade shot after?
See, I'm considering it, but I need to educate myself more. I recently heard that it's harder to get off of.
That's not true. Um,
See, I don't, that's exactly how I need to research it. I'm considering
Meg,
it.
hey Meg, can you come up for a second and tell her your journey with the Sublocade?
Yes, I'd love to hear it.
I know that you're busy, but can you come for like a second? Is she still in here, Katie? Hey Lance, go get your wife.
And I was really hoping I would be able to show this.
Okay, she says she has two playlists on her page. You see Risk Redux Megs there. Follow her. And there, I don't
Got
know if
it.
Marie is, she's not, but I'll send you her page. She has a whole playlist on Supplicate where she took it and then she transitioned off of it. And I think she even followed her journey up to a year after she was done with it, where she would go take drug tests and everything. And Nadine, she's also a really good one. Nadine, do you have time? I know you're at work. Can you jump up and explain your transition with the Bernese method? Oh, look at the puppy. Okay, I understand. I knew you was at work. See, she went through it too, and she said in the comments when I asked you that question that she was scared at first to try it. And I've had a lot of people comment and private message me saying, when I'm telling people to try the Bernese method, I need to tell them that it may not work for them. I mean, that's with anything you take. I mean, whether you're on Suboxone, methadone, blood pressure medications, whatever, anything you take may not work for you the same that it worked for you. Like, if it's working for me, it may not work for you. I mean, that's just a given, but I guess I got to put that disclaimer in there now.
I actually want to say something on that. So I didn't want to say this because it was my fault, but I actually did put myself in precipitated withdrawal in the very beginning because I like to do things my way. I decided to stop taking my methadone one day early. I was actually supposed to take my last dose was actually supposed to be on May 29th, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just not gonna go. And it I had to take more strips than I had to take the day before, and it did put me in precipitated withdrawal, but it was 100% my fault, and that's why it's so important you do it exactly to the T how the doctor tells you to do it. I didn't. Even though still, I've already felt that way so many times before. It wasn't shit. It still wasn't shit. Everybody's different though at the same time.
They are. A lot of people are. Now I've seen Heather said she's going through this method. Heather, can you come up or are you busy? But I mean, everybody experiences the withdrawal differently. And, you know, if it's going to give me a chance to completely be off the medication for life, then I'm going to take that risk.
Yep, yes.
Oh, you know, a pug was my dream dog.
She's 12 years old. She's about to be 13 actually next week.
Okay, has your doctor talked to you about it? Like, gave you like the dosing or anything yet? Do you have questions for Chrissy? Because she's currently went through it, and do you want to come up and ask her a couple questions, or do you have any questions you want to ask her? Because I can let you up.
And also, if anybody wants to reach out to me in my DMs, I'm happy to talk to anybody that's going through this. And I say this with so much love because I remember like 15 years ago when I was in active addiction, that's when I was in active addiction. I reached out to a complete stranger on live, and that guy potentially saved my life by showing me recovery. So I encourage it if anybody wants to. You don't have to, but you can. You're welcome.
You know, I always try to meet everybody with respect and just give them the same thing that I always looked for. And when I'm trying to educate people, I try to do it in a respectful way, but some people are just uneducated.
And that's uneducatable. Exactly yeah. They just don't want to hear it. They don't want to believe it because they heard it 10 years ago. I mean, I didn't want to hear it 1 month ago.
I do want to apologize for that girl snapping off at you in the comments the other day. Like, you were just sharing your experience. Like, she was completely unhinged.
I'm not even slightly worried about it. And she actually apologized. I saw that she apologized.
Okay. Yeah, I got a book from her, and she was like, let's do a debate, and I want you to come, and just you can't bring nobody, and we're going to debate. I said, sweetheart, that's not a debate. If you're doing a public debate, anybody can put opposing argument in. And she was like, you're lying. I was like, look, I'll hold a live. I'll discuss the method. I don't need you.
That's doing too much for me.
Yeah. That's what I said. But, you know, she was telling people what made me initially address the video is she was telling people that in order for you to switch to the Sublocade shot, you had to fully go through full-blown withdrawals, completely taper off a methadone, be done with that, switch to Suboxone, go through that, and then switch to Sublocade. And I'm like, no, you don't. Like, you're somebody that's on methadone completely scare them from something that could potentially save their life.
Yeah, that's overcomplicating it. That's horrible. So unnecessary.
Yeah, I pulled up 2 different articles on this. And they both had similar dosing instructions to yours. The first one was the one I made a video where it says take a quarter of a 2 milligram strip once a day for the first day. Second day, let me see if I can do a green screen. Back behind me. Yeah. Hey, Katie, you still in here? Can you flip us? Because I don't know how she did it. I don't know if she's still in here. Is she? Yes, she's still
My
here.
my doctor who actually did this method with me, he is a pharmacist also, and he actually is having a seminar next week trying to take down crooked methadone clinics. I have so much respect for this man. He's fighting hard for us opiate addicts.
All right, so this is one of the charts I found, and it talks about you taking like 105 milligrams daily, and it goes to day 6, and then it tells you how to do the buprenorphine, switch into it. And the other one that I found is the one I had on my video, which is this one, which is about the same, but this one stops after day 7.
That's technically what I did.
And I mean, if somebody, you're going to have to look at the risk that you may go into withdrawals. It's a possibility, but it's not a guarantee. 90% of the people doing this does not, if they follow the instructions.
Also, it doesn't last forever.
No, it
It's,
don't.
you got to keep that in mind if you're going through it. If you do put yourself in precipitated withdrawal or your body ends up going that way, just remember that it's going to go away probably less than 24 hours. That's how it was for me, at least. I think I
What
was only
milligram? What
sorry,
milligram methadone did you do
I
it
was on
at?
90. 90.
90. Okay. Nadine, she was at 70. Heather's going to start hers at 70. I think Nadine said in my comments she had a friend that done hers at 100. Um, I mean, there's been several people reach out to me and say that they've went through this and that they haven't had, withdrawals, and that has been smooth sailing. Um, a lot of people think that you can't, like, if you're on a stable dose of Suboxone, they seem to think that you cannot take a pain medication with it. Like if you go in for a surgery, but that's not true. So what it is if you're on a stable dose, now if you're taking pain medication and you switch to Suboxone, you're going to go into participated withdrawals automatically. But if you've been on Suboxone for 4 or 5 years, taking it every day, stable dose, no problem. You go in for surgery. That is after you're already on your dose. You're adding it in. There's a YouTube video. I can give it to you. It's about, there's a doctor. His name's Dr. Taylor Nichols. He's also on TikTok. He goes in to explain it. Basically, it's the high binding affinity in the buprenorphine that knocks like any opiates off your receptor. But at a strong enough dose, you can still take it and it manages your pain. You're not going to get the euphoria effect. Everybody thinks it's the naloxone. The naloxone is actually inactive. It was only put in there as an abuse deterrent and a marketing strategy.
Wow.
In the community, you're going to hear a lot of people say, well, that's why you take Sublette. Oh, why can I not talk today? And not Suboxone, because one has naloxone and one don't. They're basically the same thing. It's just, yeah, it's only active when shot or snorted. But the thing is, they couldn't pinpoint everybody's body chemistry, so it doesn't always activate that way. Like for me, when I tried it IV a long time ago, it activated for me. Like I went like it was horrible for me. But my fiance, that's how he done his for years.
Wow. Wow. It put me in withdrawal immediately when I did that.
And that's what I said. It's not a guarantee that it's going to active. And a lot of people say that it's the naloxone that will reverse the overdose if you use it, because we've had a conversation like that. But that's not true either. It's the high binding affinity of the buprenorphine that reverses it, that attacks it don't reverse it. It attacks the receptors to push the opiate off of it. But I am so proud of you. Like, I've met several people that's tried this method. Now, me personally, I haven't tried it. I never took methadone because I was always good with Suboxone. Um,
Okay.
but I know plenty of people that have, and if I can help educate people, that way they can try the shot or they can try to get off of it quicker, then I'm willing to do it. And, I'm currently in school. I've done all my research, and, if we would have been wrong about it, then I would have simply said, okay, I'm sorry, it's wrong. But there has been studies and proof that it's good.
Yeah, I love what you're doing, and I'm hopefully people, use this information for what it's worth.
Since you have switched to Suboxone now, I'm going to send you a couple playlists after we get off here so that you can check out the Sublocade journeys. And I'm also going to send you the YouTube video so you can watch the doctor talk about, he talks about Sublocade, methadone, Suboxone, all of them. He even talks about the Bernese method in it. He's really good. Nadine, I thank you for coming in here. There was supposed to be another woman that wanted to come in here. She was the one debating us all in the comments, the one that the morphine and methadone thing. She was the one that wanted to come in here and have a talk. See, she said the shot was the best thing she ever did. She's been in recovery for 12 years. Now she had a health issue. She took the shot, came off of it, and was doing good for a long time. And she had a real bad health issue, and she got back on Suboxone. Now she's back on the shot and doing great.
I actually know a few people that are on the shot, and every single one of them is a success story. Every single one.
Everyone I've seen, no, I can't say everyone because my friend Robin, she's in the comments. I don't know if she's still in here. She got a shot and it got infected, but that was the only time I've heard of that. But it didn't scare her away from it. She was willing to go back and do it. But the doctor is going to try her on the Brixadi. There is also a shot called the Brixadi. It's not as big as a needle, and it's not as much fluid. You can take it weekly or monthly. Both of them are available and an option. Now, I haven't heard a lot of people taking Brixadi yet, but I have seen a lot more success stories with Sublocade. Now, Meg explained it to me when they first come out with Sublocade, there was a lot of it wasn't completely perfected, and there was a lot of people that wasn't having success. So doctors, when you bring up Sublocade, they remember like when it first came out before they reformulated it. I think I'm saying it right. But when everybody wasn't having the success that they thought it would do, they reformulated it and brought it back, and she and now everybody is having success stories. But it actually was released twice, the Sublocade shot. The first time wasn't great studies. Now this time it has been basically a miracle drug, I think. I want to get the shot, but my insurance don't cover it.
Really? Honestly, I don't even know if mine does. I'm just assuming it does. I need to look into that before I actually get prescribed it.
I would talk to the doctor, the one that you said that does all this. He can try to do like reach out to the insurance prior to y'all even going through it to see if they cover it, which he probably bills a lot of people for it anyways. So he would know. Yeah, he would probably already know if your insurance will cover or not.
I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to get all off of all the medicines as fast as I can, but at the same time, I don't want to rush it. I never wanted to put a time frame on methadone, and I'm so grateful I didn't, because that's probably the only reason why I'm clean today. But I'm trying to get in and out of this Suboxone situation as fast as I can. I'm just so ready to be done taking medicine.
And see, that's what it really takes, is for your mind to get there, to be there. Because if you're not there, and see, I've had doctors push the Sublocade shot on people and they're not ready. And that's not a good thing to do. If somebody's not mentally ready or physically ready for that, don't push them.
No, absolutely not.
I love that
There's
dog.
honestly no point because they might hear it, but they're not going to execute. They're not going to, yeah.
Nope. It's like I see everybody discussing this Lisa Marie that people are begging for. She's begging for money on love.
I
The
know who
way
you're
I,
talking about.
the way I
Yeah.
see it, her hustle is begging for money on love. If you don't want to give her money, keep scrolling. You don't have to bully her. You don't have to trash talk her. You don't have to say anything to her. Just keep going. It's better than her going out here and getting to the point of desperation and unaliving someone else or herself. Because you can't force her into rehab. It's not going to work.
Yeah, no, that's just making her hustle even stronger. I see for, you know what I mean?
That's what I said. By all the big creators bringing attention to it, all they did is bring more people into her lives. That's it.
Yeah. I actually sent her like $6 like a year ago. I understand where your empathy comes from. I still have empathy for her. Everybody hates her. I just have empathy.
But
I just,
like Meg said, we have to meet them where they're at, and whatever that looks like, whether it be they're still actively using. Me and Meg, we practice harm reduction a lot, and some people's goal isn't recovery. They don't want to stop using, but if we can help keep them alive until their mindset gets there, then okay. I think that's the first approach to anything, is to help them stay alive one more day. But a lot of people forget what it was like out in the streets, and that withdrawals can actually kill you from certain drugs. I love that dog. What's the puppy's name?
she's getting me so dirty right now. Her name is Wheezy.
Wheezy. Mine is a pit mixed with a blue heeler, and she is
Ooh.
so overweight. Like, I'll show you her. Hang on. Oh, I gotta stand up. See?
Oh my gosh. What's her name?
Bella.
Hi,
Then I
Bella.
have I have another one. She's a cutie. She's hiding from me. Hang on. Stella. Hi, baby.
Oh, she's beautiful.
Hi, baby. Why do I keep
Bella
hitting
and
that
Stella.
button? Yeah, I had to make their names rhyme.
My dog's name is unoriginal. I literally took her mother's name and threw it on her. Her mom's name's Wheezy. I decided I didn't want to be creative that day. Okay, I think I'm gonna go inside and make dinner, but if anybody has any questions, you wanna put them in the comments now before I head out, or you can inbox me. I'm just throwing that out there.
If I can have one too. I don't want to go on. Take care. Brush your hair. Whoa.
Hello.
Hey, how are ya?
Hey, how are you?
Good, good. I really like this live. I think it's going to spread a lot of awareness for people that just are uneducated and don't want to hear it. So,
I'm gonna download it and share it to TikTok and tag y'all in it as well. That way it can be spread even further for people that didn't get to hear it.
yeah, and my fiance did it and like completely, and he's still sober to this day. He got like maybe like 3 shots total out of everything, and it literally he could still feel it in his stomach to this day. So like it lasts so long in your system that it leaves so slow. You don't go through withdrawal, and then he's leading a normal life and doesn't even need the shot anymore.
That's
Yeah,
amazing.
And he was the worst of the worst on the streets of Kensington and Philly. Okay, homeless. Like, thought he was gonna die. Like, he made like that saved his life. So if he could do it, anybody can do it. And if you want off of MAT, like this is the route to go. So I think it's the best route to go. But
yeah, I'm
everyone's
grateful.
different.
I'm so grateful for learning this.
Yeah.
It is the best route.
Yeah. I mean, that
Never
you're
in a million years would I think I haven't gone to the clinic in 30 days today. This
yeah.
is insane.
Isn't it? And you look great too, by the way. You look amazing. And you probably you get all your feelings back, because like I'm on like,
Unfortunately.
so you get it. So like, you just get your feelings back the more you come down on the methadone. And once you get to that point with the microdosing, no one was believing us, but it really does work. If you do it, like you said, to do it, when you follow that protocol, it really does work. And then you don't feel sick. And then you take that for like 2 weeks. That's what I did there. And then shot. And now my doctor told me, because I did it at a methadone clinic, she said to me, I can actually get it in my arm now instead of the stomach. With
the Brixadi. The
Yeah.
Brixadi. They also have it in different dosing as well.
Yeah,
So with the Sublocade, it's only 100 and 300. But with Brixadi, hang on, I'll tell you what the dosing is.
Yeah, I know Brixadi's a lot lower, like, of dosing, like, wise, but because I know you could do it weekly also, that.
Yeah, you can do weekly, monthly.
I wouldn't want to do it weekly, though, because the shot, I don't know if that shot hurts, but I do know the Sublocade shot isn't pleasant. They say ice packs help, definitely, and they say, like, that BioFreeze definitely helps, he said.
So the Brixadi is available for weekly injections at 8 milligrams, 16 milligrams, 24 milligrams, and 32. For monthly injections, it's available at 64 milligrams, 96, and 128.
I feel like the weekly dose would be a good option for somebody very, very new in recovery. But otherwise, I feel like it defeats the purpose. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. You want to get away from something every week, or you're trying to eventually not need anything. So, and that's what happened with my fiance. He didn't need anything, and he's fine. He has no craving. He is fine. He's not sick, and it's amazing. It's amazing. So, like, it's a miracle.
On their stomach. I know some people that use ice cubes on their stomach for like the first, like for an hour, they use ice cubes. Now, I had, like, some people have said that the shot stings, and it hurts, but ice packs, see, Brittany, she takes it as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. My doctor was like, I've seen grown men cry. She's like, I think you should take the Brixadi because you're so little. But I'm like, I'll be fine, because I think she was thinking, oh, the needle's so big, but it's okay because the numbing really does work. So I think that's why they all figured out that the numbing's the best way.
Yeah, so Meg gets the lidocaine shot beforehand.
Okay, that's a good idea. I'm going to bring that up to the doctor because she didn't know about even the ice packs, like my methadone doctor. I had to tell her that from the other doctor that did his shot in Philly.
Chrissy, if you need to go cook, you can.
Yeah, I'm going to head out, guys. But yeah, it was nice hanging out with all you guys. And if you ever want to talk ever again, I'm here, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thanks for having me. I'll talk to you guys
soon.
soon.
Thank you.
Me too.
Thank you. I'm proud of you guys as well. All right, bye guys.
Thank you.
So are you transitioning? Are you on methadone or are you on Suboxone? Which one are you on?
Yeah, I'm on methadone again. I've been off and on, and I'm at 40 milligrams. That's when she'll start microdosing me. So I have about like 20 more milligrams to go. So I'm going to start that, and she gives the films for a week, she said. And then she said once you take the films for a week and however, like the increments you said, like the exact thing you had up before in the background of like the dosages, that's pretty much what her suggestion was as well. I think, obviously. And then she said after that, you just go in and get the shot, and you don't have to be through withdrawal or anything like that. And I am excited because I want to be finally free, and I know that if he could do it and everyone could do it, you guys could do it, I could do it, and it's possible for anybody to do it that it doesn't want to be bound by a clinic anymore or anything like that. It doesn't want to be bound by the medication anymore because they have a solid recovery. You know what I mean? Like when they're ready to move to a different level, then that's definitely a great option, I feel like. And that's all I was trying to tell Savvy K, is just to help you with your cravings. I wasn't trying to say you were going to be sick. I was like, your mind's very powerful. You could tell yourself you're not sick, and you won't be. Like, your mind's a powerful thing. But
well, yeah, your mind is. You can actually put yourself into withdrawals by thinking it. Like,
exactly,
I've been in
that's
recovery
the
for
bad
7
part.
years, and if I thought about it hard enough, I could make myself dope sick.
Me too. And isn't that crazy? It's so crazy how powerful your mind is. And that's why it's so crazy that it's easier for us to go to the negative side than to the positive. But I understand why, because we've been through shit, you know.
That's how we programmed our mind. But a lot of us, we want instant gratification,
exactly.
and that itself is an addiction, instant gratification. And I think the whole reason Savvy doesn't want to listen to anybody is because she's trying to taper, and the doctor's not is advising against going as fast as she's wanting to.
I know. Yeah.
And she's trying to take matters in her own hands, which is very dangerous. I do
It
not
is. It
recommend
is.
anybody going against doctor's orders.
I don't either, and they've never been on methadone before, so they don't know about how they're going to feel. So, I mean, I wasn't trying to say I'm a know-it-all, because I'm not. We always are learning, but I've been through it. Cold turkey 3 times in jail. I've been off and on it for over 30 years. I mean, I was just trying to help, you know, and I wouldn't spread misinformation. Like, I know I said something wrong, but I didn't mean you go. But some people have gone right from something to the shot, so I've heard too. So, I mean, you don't, maybe, I don't know, but I meant the pills, methadone with pills to the shot, you know.
So honestly, she's just the type that it's her way or no way. She's
Yeah.
not willing to listen or educate. My main
Yeah.
goal was to at least counteract the information she was putting out in the community. If her video's out there, mine could be out there correcting her.
Exactly.
She wanted to do a live and do a debate, and I wasn't up for it. I'm sorry. It's not about you. It's about the misinformation.
Exactly. It's not about who's right or wrong. You were wrong. Clearly, it's misinformation you're spreading because you're listening to somebody you, I guess, trust, and because you trust them, you think they're always right, and obviously they weren't. So, you know.
And I'm always open to learn anything. If I'm wrong, I will straight up say, I'm sorry, I was wrong on that.
Same.
And I think every day we learn something new if we just keep our mind open.
Exactly. You gotta, especially in the world we live in today. So, you know,
times have changed for sure.
Not easy, right? Oh my goodness. It's definitely not easy today. And half the people aren't even doing the H. They're doing a trank and something else. It's like they think they're a H addict, but they're not. They've never even done it. So it's a total different ball game today. It really is. Like, if you've been an old school addict, you know that it's totally different than the things they have out now, which is so scary. I wouldn't even play that. That's a Russian roulette if I ever.
I tell people, a lot of people get on here and they compare old times and say, well, this is how we done it, and they've been in recovery 10, 12, 15 years. But the drug game ain't the same no more.
It ain't.
We used to be able to go out and get an addiction for 10, 20, 30 years and stay in active addiction for 10, 20 years. These kids nowadays, they're lucky if they get 3 months.
Yep. And I had just had a friend pass away. Yep. I just had 2 friends actually pass away. Good friends that I just grew up with, thinking it's the same shit that it was back in the day, and it's not. Especially in Philadelphia. You ain't going to find, they say 90% of that is tranquilizer. You will not find real H there. It's very rare. And even in the uppers, you're finding the fent and the trank. So you're not safe. It ain't safe. It's all Russian roulette. And it's pill pressing. It's sickening. It's so sad to see. And I just feel so bad for these kids because they're younger and younger and younger. And it's just so fucking sad. And that's why I think what we're doing and what you're doing is great, because we're giving people info that they didn't know about. Okay. And that probably helped a lot of people. like
You know,
just
until
possible.
last year, I had never heard of the Bernese method. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know that you could transition from methadone to Suboxone without withdrawals. I didn't know you could take them both together without withdrawals.
If